Hey everybody, welcome.
What's up?
Welcome to Variable Play News second half
Wait,
of
wait,
March. I'm Denmarc and with me is our our pala.
Mr. Anong R? Mr. Jake. Nakaupo at
and
nagpuulat na naman. At nasa
and
baba ko,
Mr.
IC.
and Mr. Ron nag-uulat along with Direk Denmarc and
Uy, Direk ano yan.
Direct na ako. Wow.
Derek.
Derek.
Derek, di ba?
Yan,
Derek.
oo.
Oo, diba? Pag
Ay,
gumite,
ay,
dimple.
Ay,
So,
nako.
Nag-basketball
Ayan na
yan.
naman tayo.
ay, oo.
Derek
Hey.
has nothing.
See, let's put that there, right there. So, we're on a Tuesday today because sometimes life gets in the way, and that's the reality. Of
Tuesday,
things.
Thursday.
I'm sorry, Thursday, when
Oh,
we're
life
usually
gets in
on
the
a
way talaga.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So this is just for this week. We're gonna go back on Wednesdays on the second week of April. It's April. The first quarter of the year is already done. Guys.
Oh my
Can you
God.
imagine?
Yes.
3
I'm
down.
not ready. I'm not ready. And everything is going back to normal na. Like,
Right.
travel is
Correct,
back, traffic is back, on-site work is back, everything is back. Maybe
Hey,
board
Morgan.
games will be back. And good segue, board games is back because at the end of April, we are
Yes.
gonna have, ikaw na Daddy D, ikaw na mag-intro. We're gonna have,
What's that? We're gonna have bacon on the last
alright!
Saturday and Sunday of April. It's a 2-day
Yes, correct.
free board game convention. Just pop in, come in, bring your games, or if you don't have any games, you can hang out there and people will teach you how to play games, meet new friends, build new communities, everything.
You
at
can meet
Bacon.
us.
You can, of course, you can meet
Grabe, celebrities.
You
You can meet
us
Jake
in
and have
person.
your picture taken, or
Si Daddy
bring
D
your,
lang.
bring your jump rope and have Jake take a sign it.
Paano mo pirmahan yung jump rope?
Yung handle. Pwede lang.
Akala ko
pwede
sa
pirmahan.
tali.
Oo.
Jake.
Hello, Keo. Thank you for joining. And Clint, who gave us a thumbs up. So we have lots of news and maybe let's get started. But before we get to that, I have a question for you and also a fill in the blanks for everyone who's watching. And here is my question for you guys. And you can just type here for those who are watching. I wish, fill in the blanks, I wish there are more board games about, fill in the blanks, underline.
Wow.
Underline. All right, so people watching on the chat, I wish there are more board games about blank. What about you guys?
Ano tayo?
Hmm.
Hindi naman to after dark, di ba? Oy, chat keep it, ano.
About
Keep
Jake.
it PG. Keep it PG. Below PG.
Maybe I could start. I was thinking about this. I would like to actually have a board game themed about the 9 months inside the womb.
Whoa! Oh,
Yeah,
whoa.
we haven't had that yet. But no, think about how it divides, the cell divides, and how it happens. Because I know there's the game cytosis. Am I right? Something like that. So
Yep.
maybe something more about that pregnancy or something that way. Because we haven't had that
Oh.
theme before. I wish there were more board games about dinosaurs, said Morgan.
Don't we
Ah.
have a lot of board games about dinosaurs? In
Nakukulangan ka. In
oh,
fact.
Oh,
in
wait.
In fact,
Stay tuned.
for it.
we
Stay
will
tuned.
we will fulfill your wish later, Morgan, with
Yes.
more games about dinosaurs. Tingnan mo lang.
Draft-
Your wish has
Draftosaurus?
been granted. Your wish has been granted.
Draftosaurus, Dinogenics, Roar and Right, Gods Love
Dinogenics, for
Dinosaurs,
the longest time, I have been curious about it. Di ba deck building yan?
Euro, worker placement. I think the one of the
Talaga.
mechanics is
Yeah?
deck building, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, what about you guys? More board games about
Meron akong 1A answer saka 1B answer. Yung 1A ko, more games about Pokemon eh. I wish
Hey.
there were, so I guess yun na lang yung sagot ko. So there were more board
Hey.
games about Pokemon. Kasi I think, aside from the obvious theme na Pokemon is awesome, There-
the bear.
There's just so many things you can do with the Pokemon IP. You can do like an exploration game. You can do like a collection game. You
Yeah,
can do
correct.
like a battler kind of game, which is already the TCG, but you can expand battling into a lot of other mechanisms. So yeah, sign me up for a Pokemon game.
I think
guys.
what's hindering that one is the IP. It's too expensive, I think.
I think what I want is more like the concept of Pokemon, like yung catch 'em all concept niya. Like a lot of
So
games
it doesn't have to be
do that.
Pokemon.
It doesn't have to be Pokemon, I think.
Digimon.
A lot of collection aspect games would be
Care
cool,
Bears. Collect Care Bears.
right? Why not?
Why
Saka yung
not?
My Little Pony.
Collect My Little Ponies. Oh, Clint said more board games about coding / programming. Yung talagang random mo nagko-code ka. I don't know how that feels, but
So gusto mo mag-work, Clint? Yun ang ba gusto mo sabihin? Gusto mo mag-work, tapos maglalaro ka board game, mag-work ka uli? Grabe.
Oo.
hey Rona, hey Roni, hello. Thank you for pressing the love button. How about you, bro, Ronan?
Ano ba? Real life, kailangan. Pero syempre, we play board games na, di ba? Para,
You're just talking about work and now it's about real life.
Parang real life,
It's not
ano
an
ba yun?
escape. It's not an escape anymore.
Ako siguro, since I'm already into it, I want board games about idol life, basically. K-pop.
Yun naisip ko na. Oo nga. That would be cool, man.
Di ba?
Hey.
Idol life. Tignan natin how they
Hey.
can translate it into a board game.
Parang Super Trump. May
My idol's better
may
than your idol.
May Geo beats your Who's
Trading card games pala, gag.
si Geo Super Trump na K-pop idols. Parang
Thanks sa
Oo
idea,
nga, no,
Ultra
trabaho
Pro.
pa rin. All right, so this will be our question for the whole episode for the next hour. Wait, 50 minutes. If you have any other ideas of more board games about, just type them there and we're gonna read it out later. But for today, I think we need to start on the news. So let's go and bring them the news. All right, first item on the news. I think it's me. Yes, it's me, guys. This is one of those games that we do not have enough of. Bible themed games, or there are a few of them, but not
There's a few.
really hitting not really making a splash or being noisy about it. But I saw this one. Actually, Morgan sent this to me. And it's a round board. So it's like, hey, looks interesting. Might have a rondel mechanic of some sort or anything else. But
It's
this
a
is
round
called
board.
the Flood.
Roundel. It's a roundel.
Roundel board.
What? Another War of Whispers ba ito?
I thought it was more whispers. I'm like, ooh, that board looks like something that I play. But it's a Euro style game with dice, resource, and event mechanics, as well as 140 plus miniatures. Miniatures, it says here, miniatures.
Miniatures.
So basically how it goes is the flood's coming and you're building outposts to guide the animals, and you have to build the ark. So first one to build the ark, and I think it's a semi co-op, because if no one builds the ark, if the ark doesn't get made, all of you lose. So
You drown. In the flood
You
wins
drown.
basically. So the secret AI of this game is the flood. Yun yung kalaban niya.
so and there's trading. It's like Catan. You can
Okay,
like
okay. I can see this game going south pretty quickly, man.
I trade my
If I can't win, everybody drowns.
Nobody can win.
Nobody can win. We all
So-
drown.
So it says here, during their turns, player will build and collect commodity cards, resource tokens, move the mammoth. The mammoth are heroes or special units that you can acquire, as well as obtain storyline cards that can give you bonuses or whatnot. So you have that, and I find it funny because the resources say here they are go for wood, tar, wool, vegetables, limestone, and water. And trading is a strategic part of the game. So it's like, go for wood for tar,
Mm,
go for, go for wood for veggies.
Go for sheep. Wood for sheep. Wood for sheep.
may-
Wood for elephant.
Wood for elephant.
But you know that thing where it's yes it's euro, but somehow you need to work together because someone really has to finish the arc. If not, all of you loses. So that one got me. Hey, might check this out. So if you guys are interested with this,
Oh yeah, I like these like games that it's a different theme again. Like we always have farming, World War II, medieval,
Zombies.
fantasy, sci-fi, zombies, and Cthulhu other
Vikings.
and main theme. So it's nice to have like a
Marvel.
different theme also. I think it looks like a straightforward Euro co-op, like semi-co-op,
Right.
but at least different yung kanyang mechanisms, diba? I think
Mm-mm.
when kids play this, they're like, "Oh, I learned this in school."
That would work. That would
Exactly.
actually work. So if you guys are interested, it's from Bedouin Games. It's gonna be coming out soon, so you might want to check this out. So
The
we're jumping
Flood.
from the flood, from prehistoric or ancient times. Then we're gonna go forward into modern times, but with a dark twist, and it has a mystery behind it. And
Whoa!
Ronan's gonna tell us about it.
All right. So the next game is Dark Quarter, brought to us by Lucky Duck Games and Van Ryder Games.
Van Wilder.
So, Van Wilder Games. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if you're into board games, you have heard of these two studios or these two companies that has been bringing us quality games these past few years. No?
Mhm.
So Lucky Duck is known for their detective
QR
no,
codes.
sorry, yeah, their QR codes, di ba?
Chronicles of Crime.
Chronicles of Crime. So they were the ones who parang really put this out into the market now and
Right.
used it effectively with board
Is it
games.
Destiny's theirs also?
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
correct.
so.
Exactly.
Destiny's is theirs also, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And
then-
Van Ryder are
Van
good
Ryder-
storytelling
yes,
uh,
but
games, right?
recently they've been known for bringing out great solo games, di ba? I think the Clint can attest to this, no? So maraming Van Ryder games that are soloable and or released as solo games lang talaga. And are more recently, I think it's The Final Girl. Alam niyo ba yun?
Yeah.
I'm
Final
sure.
Girl.
I'm sure
Final
narinig niyo na yung
Girl.
Final Girl.
I was
right?
about to say Hit Girl. I was like, oh, okay, fine. Final Girl. Very. That's a good thing. I
So,
kept my mouth shut.
So these two companies put their heads together and is
Boom.
bringing us the Dark Quarter. So actually, if you are familiar with the Destinies, which Denmarc has just mentioned, I think this is pretty much not really a reskin, but an implementation of the same format, as Destinies. So the setting is 1980s in New Orleans. So basically, you're trying to solve crime, but with a supernatural twist. Parang ganon.
Oh, it's
Yeah, so
Cthulhu
you're-
Light then. Arkham Light.
Yeah.
Or-
I like
The one from Flying Frog. Um,
Last Night on Earth.
Last Night on Earth kind of thing. Fortune and Glory. Looks like it.
Fortune,
Reminds
yeah.
me of that one.
So basically, you play as detectives in the Beaumont agency. Yun. So you're
Beaumont.
trying to Beaumont. You're trying to solve mysteries basically. So it's a multi-scenario campaigns. Yun. So there is some sort of storytelling, and again, it's an app-driven naman. It's an app-driven adventure game. So similar to Destinies, as I've mentioned a while ago. No? Destinies is one of those board games that has implemented yung QR and then yung app very well. No? It's not like you're just gonna play without having physical or tactile experience. Pero they go hand in hand. So I like that
Mhm.
about Destiny. So I'm looking forward to Dark Quarter.
Looks
Basically.
nice.
Yeah,
Art
it
looks nice.
art
I
looks
like
nice.
the parang siyang Lost Boys art.
Mhm.
Alam mo yun? Yung that old
Yes.
movie where yung may mga vampires yata yun. Yata yung kalaban nila.
Is this Kiefer
Correct.
Sutherland? Yes.
Yeah. Old,
Yes.
yung bata pa si Kiefer Sutherland. Di ba? I'm sure this black guy dies. Di ba ganun yung how the movies work?
Token black guy. Hey, but Morgan was saying, pag Lucky Duck, panalo talaga ang app implementation. That is so true.
I like
they're
that.
actually
Pwedeng
wanting
marketing spiel yun. Pag Lucky Duck,
Lucky
panalo ang app.
And Abigail, hi Abigail, love the games from Lucky Duck, and she super loves Destiny.
And another important factor here is that when Lucky Duck releases games, they're more or less within the reasonable bounds when it comes to price points
of your wallet's abilities.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, for example, Destinies comes with a multitude of really small minis, but kasi they have to be that small kasi in order for them to be used dun sa map eh. So it makes sense, di ba?
It's practical. It has a practical thing into it.
That's true.
Cool.
That's true. So, yun. So Dark Quarter, guys. If you're into supernatural, crime solving, 1980s culture,
Kiefer Sutherland.
The Lost Boys nga talaga.
So go check out the Dark Quarter. I think it's going to be released early 2023 pa. I'm not.
Oh, it's gonna be on KS soon or on crowdfunding soon?
Yeah. Alright. So there you go. Probably 2023 ma-deliver.
2024 na.
Okay. Thank
Alright.
you for and Ron's still gonna continue to share a new game, but this time it's from our favorite. Well, Ron and Jake's favorite from the Declare verse. From
John Declare verse. Say it
John
directly.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
John Declare verse.
So the next game, guys, is Empire's End. Yan. So again, from the creator John D. Clare, but unfortunately, this is not with this is not with
So this is
AEG.
not the John Declare verse.
No, it still is. It's its own universe.
It's a multiverse.
It's a multiverse. It spans publishers.
Yeah, but this is from Brotherwise Games. Empire's End is from Brotherwise Games. So
hindi na siya the most hardworking man in AEG. He's just the most hardworking man. Period. Grabe si John D. Clare.
Yeah,
so people who don't know the joke, he designed what? He designed Cubitos, Mystic Veil, what's that? Space Base.
Basically,
Dead
the
Reckoning.
The recent hits of AEG, more or less, right? Out of 10, he got
Rolling Heights. May bago siyang game, Rolling Heights.
We're looking forward to that, right? John Declare first, here we go.
Hardest working man in now.
So this time around, it's
what's it about?
Empire's End, right? So you lead a great civilization, says here, that's trying to basically stop the collapse of your civilization. So parang you're trying to stop a calamity from happening. You're preparing your great civilization, basically, in Empire's End.
So,
ayun. So yes.
This is bidding, right? And then whoever wins the bid gets the calamity.
Yes.
I understood it that way, right?
Yeah. So basically,
and all the resources that people bid on it.
Yeah, there's an intuitive mechanism of reverse bidding. Sabi, reverse bidding. Yeah. As well as engine building. So there, I hope it kind of implements a better way of auctioning rather than whoever has the most money wins.
Or who does the worst investment decisions loses.
No, from what I've read, it's like no thanks, because you don't want to get that calamity. So you're bidding for it, like the resources, so that this is what we have if the calamity hits. But whoever takes the hit gets all the resources too. But then again, one part of his tableau or his engine gets wrecked. I think that's the thing that happens here. So because if I
It's like
remember,
Year of the Dragon. Parang siyang ganon.
Yeah,
Ibig sabihin. That's not a Kinitsa. It's a Kinitsa.
Yes,
Year of the Dragon.
Rainer Knizia.
Yeah,
The
it's
other
basically
hardworking man.
the original most hardworking man in the board game industry.
with 5,000 games.
And in that game, you have like 12 events that you're trying to avoid. You're minimizing the impact to you. So you're trying to sort of figure out. So they're all gonna happen, but you're gonna time it in such a way that it doesn't affect you in a bad way. Like it minimize yung impact niya.
So
Baka ganito siya, parang ganun.
I think this is the twist. Maybe he's trying out something new. Mr. John Declare is trying something new from that popular mechanic. He's trying to implement minor changes.
Disaster
or
management.
something.
So I'm gonna read an excerpt of the game's description sa BGG. It says,
Cool.
each disaster that befalls an empire, its people grow in wisdom and resilience. In the style of the modern classic game, No Thanks, resources bid by all players will end up in the hands of the player who ultimately takes the disaster card. So basically, you have a disaster but kind of benefits you at the same time as
I think it
minimizing
gives
your-
you when you get a
Yeah.
disaster, you unlock a technology. So in a way, you're a little bit more advanced than knowledgeable than your other competitors. So maybe that was the twist. Maybe that's the twist that he.
Gusto doon in Denmark kasi may hidden stuff eh. Oh. I can see already the player screens.
But I suck at bidding.
What can I lie about? What can I lie about in
suck
this
at
game?
bidding. So I'm not gonna be good at this game. But hey, looks interesting from the John Declare verse.
John Declare multiverse.
Most hardworking
Alright,
man.
check it out, guys. Empire's End from Brotherwise Games and Sir John Declare.
Cool. So from Empires, let's fast forward to a post-apocalyptic setting.
Well, ito na yung after mo masobrahan ng disasters. Ito na.
The world ends. But hey, Level 99 Games, who is popular for, I think, Millennium Blades, if I'm not mistaken, is making a Dead by Daylight, the board game. Are you guys familiar with Dead by Daylight? It's
I have to research.
Yes,
PC game.
Dead by Daylight. This is a PC game wherein you play as different antagonists, diba? Tama ba?
Yes.
Denmarc?
One killer and is trying to hunt down everyone who's playing and everyone else who's playing trying to escape the killer. In the same way, it's now live on Kickstarter. It has 21 days to go.
Cool.
It's one versus all. So you survive as a survivor, trying to create resources, healing yourself and collecting objectives. And of course, the killer just tries to kill you. What else is there to do?
Ganda yung description mo. So as a survivor, you survive, and as a killer,
You kill. What else do you want me to say? But hey, seriously, guys, the if you go to the Kickstarter page, I'm gonna link it right now and make this variable boodle play. So it's right there.
The way I look at
The
this,
minis are so cool. Anyway, go on. You're saying.
yeah, so the way I look at it is parang this is another re-implementation of the Final Girl.
Yun nga eh.
Because
diba?
it's the same guy. It's the same guy who made it, who designed it.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy has a thing for like slasher films.
Yeah, exactly. Because alam nyo ba yung Left
What's his
4
name?
Dead, that PC game before?
That's
Yeah.
a zombie game, right?
Yeah, that's a zombie game. Kasi pero you play as two sides, diba? You can play as a zombie and you can play as the survivors.
Yeah.
But
Parang the reverse
check
of
out,
zombie
guys.
side.
The minis are really nice. They're really detailed. They look really good. And
Wala siya,
the
wala.
components also
I
look
think-
good.
Did Final Girl release like a special bundle for minis? Meron ba?
I
I
think
have
so.
no
Yeah.
idea.
There's if
There's
you
an
want
upgrade pack, parang ganun.
if you want minis, you can. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So So if you're a fan of Dead by Daylight, the killers here, I think most of them really like the killers. There's the trapper, the wraith, the hillbilly, the nurse, the hag, the doctor, the huntress, clown, spirit, legion, plague, oni, death slinger, blight, trickster, twin. Say,
So the
if you've
PC
been playing
game,
this.
yeah, so the PC game kasi di ba has parang crossovers with different IPs already.
Mhm. Oh, they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So you can play different characters of
That's why
many
you have a
IPs.
Western. Right. So check it out. It's on Kickstarter. There's the link. And it's still gonna be 21 days to go, somewhere around April 21, April 20. That's when it's gonna end. But it already reached its goal, 250,000, and just right now it added more. But now it's 422,000. So it's way above
Wow.
with 4,451 backers. Wow! A lot of people
Wow.
like this game. Oh, there you go. April 22 is the last
from
I
one.
guess
Final
also
Girl.
with these games, meron siyang cross-genre appeal eh. Because people who like board games and people who like the video game sort of just meet
Yeah.
in this like common
It's-
space. So it
It's
becomes
the
popular,
perfect
diba?
Venn diagram for them.
It's the Venn diagram.
Here's your
Thank you.
circle. Here's another circle.
We share the
Boom, right
circle.
in the middle.
So this guy first probably played the PC game. So it's like, I can turn this into a board game.
Because I like this
Challenge
type of game.
accepted.
No,
Cool.
man.
So
All right.
check that out. Dead by Daylight, the board game. It's live now on Kickstarter. I'm interested in our next item because from what I understand, it'll bring us back to ancient times. Is this right, Jake? and and you're trying to collect information because you're gonna be making
Oh, this is mine.
an
This is mine.
encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia. So I was researching for topics for our news tonight. I always like to look at what's hot on BGG, and right now this is the top hotness on BGG. Right,
Really?
it is
Oh.
this encyclopedia. It's a Kickstarter game. It's basically a dice worker placement euro from Holy Grail Games, which is the publisher of Rallyman GT, Museum, Dominations. And
Okay.
their usual designer team is Eric Dubus. I probably butchered your name. I'm so sorry. And Olivier Melisson.
Olivier.
I'm pretending to be French and know how to pronounce those, but I tried my best. Who also designed Museum and Dominations.
Mhm.
So it's currently, I think this publisher is known for just having awesome components. I remember, and art, right? So Rallyman, Museum, Dominations. It's Dominations, if you know that game, that's the game with like diamond dominoes. That's they're trying to.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the same publisher. And I was reading through this game. The theme is you are trying to research on the different animal species. And para siyang yung dungeon pets. Alam mo yung dungeon pets, you're trying to sort
Clean up
of...
poop? You clean up poop here?
No. Not that part. But at least you're parang working towards certain animals, di ba? Parang ganon. So yun yung impression that I got from the gameplay. Like you're using the dice to go to the university, to go to the bank,
Oh, okay.
and then research on these animals. And then if you research on the animals, certain animals will give you points, I assume. Whoever researches the most wins. He has the best encyclopedia. Bow.
Interesting.
Yeah, di ba? But it's a very, again, it's a unique theme. I think it kind of touched upon that thing I said na sana there are more collection games. So this is like collect all the birds. collect all the doggy
Oh, so
boys.
this is Euro set collection? Yes?
From what I understand, like for example, in the middle, there's like you can see animal cards. So you can research those animal cards. They go to in front of you. And but the primary mechanism is dice worker placement. So that's cool. I'm interested.
Okay.
I'm down.
Cool.
I saw the box art and the other art from the page. It looks really nice. Art looks really nice. But then again, it's still Euro. So look,
Why?
even
Yeah.
no, look at the board. It's just functional. That's the
It
word I was
is.
looking for. It's
It
functional.
is.
It has nothing else on it.
I was looking at the game. It didn't look super impressive, but I guess on BGG right now, if
But
you
it's
have a
number
game that
one.
looks really nice and premium looking, and it's on Kickstarter, it tends to do well.
Number
So-
one.
So I think it's in the same vein. I think this looks like a premium game, like parang Gugong Kickstarter premium edition, di ba? That
Yeah,
tended
yeah.
to do well.
I'm sad. I'm sad for Gugong. As much as it made noise, right now you don't hear it anymore that much.
That's
Really sad
that's
for that.
probably a topic we can have of how
Yeah.
these things, they're in the heat of the moment,
Fizzle
are super
down.
popular, and then not a lot of them become lifetime games, right?
It didn't become an evergreen. Did it have a expansion Panjun? Is it that one or
Para yeah. They
Yes,
did,
yes,
they did.
yes.
it still had
Panjun
one,
ba
right?
or something. It did have an expansion, but you're right. To your point, it was a Euro. It was a solid Euro, but it's not a forever game. It feels.
It's not,
we
it's
don't
not
know.
an evergreen.
I don't know. Anybody in the chat? What do you think about Encyclopedia? Do you think it goes the way of Google, or does it go the way of Terraforming Mars? Parang ganun.
Whoa.
Forever game, di ba?
Viticulture.
Ito, so I have a question. I have
Alright,
an engagement question.
Cool.
Sige.
So pre-internet. Did you guys
Pre-internet,
have
pre-speedinet, yan.
Did you
Ice
guys
Tea Bonanza.
so basically, did you guys have like sets of encyclopedias at your home?
Yes!
At your house?
Oh, for sure.
Of course. Why are you laughing?
I mean, you do know how these are marketed, di ba, before? Like,
Yeah, may pupunta sa bahay mo.
oh, exactly.
They're like, I would like you to
House-
spread the
house.
word of the encyclopedia. Di ba? Para silang mga the minister of knowledge.
And I kid you not, these encyclopedias are like social status markers.
Correct.
That's true.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes. It depends on what encyclopedia you have. It's either Collier's or Britannica. That's the two ones that you have, right? So
The Gen Zs don't know what we're talking about, guys. Our Gen Z audience are so confused about these three guys being excited about encyclopedias. What's that? Wikipedia na naabutan nila, guys.
Who's this minister my mom is talking
May
to?
dala-dala sila dala sila malaking bag na may gulong, di ba? Na parang
Exactly.
instant if you're
And-
ready to buy.
And I'm just curious, like yung mga bahay who had that, saan na napunta yung mga libro na yun? Ang
Hinanay,
laki nun
yung
eh.
amin,
It's
hinanay.
like buong ano yun eh, buong shelf. Like,
Book
di ba?
shelf, exactly. From
Dalawang
A to Z,
tao,
diba?
dalawang tao wide yung dalawang shelf. Grabe yun. Yeah,
Hey,
encyclopedia.
speaking of, maybe we sold this to Abby. She's excited for this game. The art looks nice.
Yeah. Oh.
There you go.
Actually, I'm
It-
reminded of what's this Thunderglyph game in
Oh.
Darwin. Do you know that
Ah, yeah,
Oh yeah, it came out last
Wasn't
year,
it-
right?
I hear it. Yeah.
Or
game? It was
2
in
years ago.
Kickstarter.
2
I
years
think last
ago.
year. Last year.
Baka hindi pa fulfilled.
Yeah.
Is it as it
I think I don't think it's fulfilled yet.
Ayun si Abigail, one of us. Completed.
Wait, I have something to add to this one. She has a collection of Britannica Encyclopedia. Cool. And then next year, that same guy will come to you, ma'am, sir, this is now the newest edition.
Exactly. You have to buy it the next year.
Mayroon pong bagong dinosaur. May bagong dinosaur sa letter I.
How much
May bago.
information can you include, diba, in a year?
Saan dati, we're like going super off tangent, pero when you do research dati for a school paper,
Dude,
Pupunta
you have
ka
to cite that.
pupunta ka dun sa bahay nung may encyclopedia na latest. Doon kayo
Write the
magre-research. Isi-xerox niya pa.
Xenox.
Xerox.
Cool. So, hey, hopefully we variable play you to buy Encyclopedia, the game,
Britannica.
the board game,
Colliers.
Colliers and Britannica. Okay, so good times. Okay, so
Walang Gen Z sa audience natin.
internet is not a thing back in the days, correct? That's why Ron was saying. And now they're gonna find out what age we are. So from that
For
one,
sure. Easy.
from
Easy.
I remember encyclopedias because that's what my mom used to punish me.
Oh, grabe. Pabubuhatin mo yung nakaluhod. Luluhod ka.
Right!
Grabe. So, sa sama ng loob mo, pag bibili kayo ng bagong encyclopedia, so, nako, mas maraming information.
Naalala ko, mas makapal yung mga vowels di ba? Mas maraming words yun
Yung mga A, pag A
So for encyclopedias who are hardworking people, we're going to the original hardworking designer,
Wow.
Mr.
Reiner.
Reiner.
Mr.
Hindi
Reiner.
ba't may slide?
Hold on.
Oh, yan. Wait lang. Papalurin ka raw sa asin. Oo nga.
Napati sa
yun.
braso mo yung books. Damn,
So, doon
those
napunta yung mga
encyclopedias.
encyclopedia. Doon napunta. Okay.
Moving
So,
on.
the next news item and game that we're talking about is My Island. If it sounds familiar, it's because it's a sequel to Mr.
My
Reiner
City.
Knizia's
No.
My City.
Are you serious?
You don't say.
Don't say.
So, if you recall, My City was a 2020 Spiel des Jahres nominee. I don't think it won. Who won in 2020? It must have been the
Micro Macro.
Micro Macro, right? That was the Micro Macro year. So, but it was nominated, one of the three that was nominated. So, because it's popular, it got a sequel. And if you recall how that game works, it was sort of like a campaign game, di ba? Na you're trying to improve this grid map with your buildings. Yun yung what you put on the city. And the legacy game siya, as you go on, new challenges, new rule sets, etc.
You get new Tetris pieces.
New Tetris pieces, etc. Well, the big change in My Island is one. Now you're on an island, obviously.
Yes, meron ng water.
May water aspect na, I guess, and it's still a 24 game campaign, but this time your squares are now hexes.
Hexagon.
Wow.
As you can see,
Oh,
flying
so-
on the upper right.
So goes that one, right?
Yeah, and mukhang if you look closely at the picture, di ba? It looks semi-hexes na yung mga pieces, di ba? Ayun yung floating hexes.
It's the eternal ship, bro.
Oh nga, no. So yeah, it's I guess people are eternal ship. You're right. Oh, nga, parating na sila
eternal
to
ship.
develop the human race.
Nakikita
Develop
ko
na.
na like yung susunod pa nito parang your island. Ganyan.
My labs.
My subway.
My subway. My country, di ba? My
Yeah.
planet. Ayan.
Isn't this just a re-implementation? Not really. Or reskin? Not really.
And since it's a sequel, I think a lot of the gameplay elements are similar. So it's a competitive legacy game. So if you remember yung My City, you're trying to be the better city builder across all your opponents. So now you're trying to be the best islander across all your opponents. Diba? Ang hirap naman pag magandang art. Oh, di ba? Ngayon alam ko na nung i-report namin. Basta maganda art.
Puro maganda art.
Wait. Medyo confused ako, guys. Because the house is on stilts. Island. Pero wait, is that a rubber boat?
Yeah. It's a rubber speedboat.
Pagdating mo sa Mission 3, mabubuksan na yung rubber boat.
May spaceships na ganun? May spaceship na sa game 20 ganun?
We don't know. So maybe I'm curious kasi sikat yung My City. I didn't play that. I do have a copy. Laruin natin, Ron. Tapos balikan natin sila kung ano yung twists man namang
Connie hype dito.
It has high praise from reviewers.
It is. Kaya nga siya SDJ nominee in 2020. So
need we say more? It's Reiner Knizia.
Mr. Knizia. Dr. Reiner Knizia.
Dr. Reiner Knizia.
With 1,500 games and counting.
Ba't pa iba? Kanina 5,000, 1,500.
I have no idea. He claimed he has like 1,500 games or something like that. So I know there's a 1 and a 5. And Lubin says replace Wingspan for encyclopedia.
Maraming na budol ng encyclopedia na yan. Yung Collier's.
Cat cake. Collier's Britannica.
So
Okay,
that's
so
my island.
my
Flop.
island.
Floppy disk.
Cool. And speaking of island and discovering, we're gonna go 4X, right? I have no idea what setting this is. I think it's like Kamigawa Neo.
Lahat na
What?
lang.
Hexes na siguro yung tiles based sa pick. Yeah, yes, Froilan. I think
It
that's
is.
really
It is.
how they're trying to
Confirmed
do it.
yan, Froiland. Froiland. Flores.
But-
But speaking
They did the
of more 4X, more exploration, our next
More access.
boodle game is
Oh, more hexes. No. Patay tayo dyan, Abigail. Maganda art eh.
Oh. Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. Say that really
Kaso-
fast 5 times.
what?
It's wala yung title on the board, but it's called Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. It's a 4X game na ano ba siya? It's cooperative, yeah. It's a cooperative 4X game na you are trying to survive. So the setting is it's like this broken land na parang post-apocalyptic alternate universe.
Oh,
ganun.
okay. So it's post-apocalyptic. Cool.
Yeah, well, that's our catch-all term for anything na parang walang internet.
Abby said, "Oh my God!"
Ang ganda Abby, grabe. So
Boodle is real.
the theme here is you are
Naku,
parang one of the
yeah.
upstart tribes in this nation. So merong established villain kingdom, sort of like your Lord of the Rings. Sino yung kalaban sa
Saruman.
Saruman. So merong established enemy, and then there's also this parang yung isa from the north, yung sa Game of Thrones, yung
The Starks.
White Walkers
Oh, okay.
that are coming from the outside of the edge of the map. So meron kang two enemies.
Wait. So this is 4 players. So that
This
means
is 4 players
2
cooperative.
versus 2.
No, it's a 4-player cooperative game na you're trying to
okay.
survive 2 enemies.
Oh, okay. All right.
One is the main enemy kingdom, the villain kingdom, and then this other oncoming threat from outside the region.
Mhm.
And that's it. It's super cool. It's basically the equivalent of a 4X game, but instead of being competitive, wherein you're trying to destroy each other's armies, you're trying to go
Trying to
through the
survive.
whole this is the whole 4X thing, but this time we're trying to be cooperative, build up units para you can fight the units nung dalawang enemies who are closing in on you. So it's super cool. It was a Kickstarter 2 years ago, and they actually got caught in between of the pandemic, and then they recently fulfilled it like last month. People loved it, super high reviews, and we're reporting it today because it's going back on Kickstarter on GameFound. So actually, if you go to GameFound now,
it's back on the
they've already put up the project draft page. So hindi pa nag-start
Abby,
yung...
alam na, Abby.
Oh, so if you're familiar with GameFound, you can go there and actually parang i-reserve mo na para they will kind of remind you pag nag-start yung funding. So you can check this out on GameFound. Super boodle talaga. We don't earn anything, guys. We're just hyping fun games.
This
Tinuturuan
game
mag-GameFound.
gives me the feels of an old game where you're monks and you're trying to ward off bad spirit.
The Asian horror game. The Asian horror.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have this A-bomb,
Yung sobrang hirap.
small Buddha
Sobrang
statue.
imposible
Yeah.
manalo.
What is that game? It gives me that
Ghost
feel.
Stories.
Ghost Stories. Thank you.
Ghost
It has
Stories.
that feel for me. Maybe when you go, since it's 4X, every time you step on a new hex, get new resources, get new abilities, more or less.
Yeah. So one thing I will also highlight about the game na super cool. If you look closely, if you can zoom, it's not
That's
minis. It's actually plastic standees na parang heat pressed.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it kind of saves on the cost. Hindi siya super, I guess it's still expensive, but I guess given the number of minis, they went the whole like plastic standee heat press thing. So it looks super cool actually if you look at it, 'di ba? Para siyang yung the colors
Innovation.
stand out, 'di ba? And I love it.
I think nakuha si Abigail dun sa neon colors.
Oo nga eh.
So that's
Kalax. Bibili na ako ng isa pang shelf. Kalax. All right, and that's Uprising.
Uprising, how much is this? Uprising.
Uprising.
Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor, right?
Curse of the Last Emperor, right? So the Last Emperor yung kalaban mo, di ba?
Okay. All right. Finally, we'll go to dinosaurs.
Another pretty art game.
Pakitag si Morgan.
I tried to get the one with the other dinosaurs. It's like, ooh, look at that. Look at those pigs. Look at those dinos.
So this game is Jurassic World: The Legacy of Isla Nublar. If you're familiar with this Spielberg film, the original Spielberg film,
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's the name of the actual island, diba? Isla Nublar was the name of the island where they had the first Jurassic Park in that film. And this particular game is based on that IP. It's a legacy game in that universe, and you're gonna play it over 12 missions. I think the thing that
it's legacy.
It's a legacy game, 12 mission campaign. You play as one of the characters in the game, so you can play as Dr.
one of these 4 dinosaurs.
Right, I was about to say that.
It's not. They're actually trying to manage the dinosaurs because pwede sila makawala. They might eat guests, parang gano'n. Sinabi doon sa ano. And one thing that really caught my eye on this game is it's designed by Prospero Hall. So Prospero Hall is this design team that has Horrified, what else? The Funko Pop game.
Wait, I have one. Pan Am, Goonies, Back to the Future.
Yeah, so many games.
Yes.
And that's not a name. That's a design team, Prospero Hall. So they're like a design team who just are the most hardworking design team in board games because they keep on coming out with good designs. Actually, most of the designs are good. So if this was any other designer, I probably wouldn't have noticed it. But the legacy of Isla Nublar from Prosper Hall, sign me up. Looks interesting.
We reported on this. I remember we reported on this news that there was a Jurassic World game, right?
News pa lang eh.
Right, and so this is that one, right? This is the one that they hyped last year. Oh, cool.
The other thing I will hype about the game is nakalagay siya literally on the KS page na the box weighs 7 pounds.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff in the game.
I'm sorry, that's 2 encyclopedias, right?
Yes. Imagine kneeling and holding this. Nakaluhod ka sa asin.
There's a new way of corporal punishment now. So, board games nang hawak-hawak sa bawat.
Kasi yung Isla Nublar, nakaluhod ka sa asin.
Wouldn't delivery hurt? Because it's 7 pounds. Wouldn't that be taxing or expensive to actually get it shipped?
Everybody's kind of used to that by now. I think you are in the wrong hobby if you don't. If you're still complaining about the price of shipping, you are in the wrong hobby, my good sirs and ma'ams.
7 pounds.
7
Guys,
pounds.
You get a free dinosaur bone. Yeah.
It's heavier than a newborn baby.
It's heavier than a newborn baby, correct? It's usually 5 to 6, right?
Yeah,
the newborn baby.
They should have that in the heading nila sa starter nila. Heavier than a newborn baby. The legacy.
The legacy.
So, when will this start?
So it's already on Kickstarter until April 12th. And the target delivery is October later this year. So you're gonna get your 7-pound game within the year, guys.
Wow.
Another thing na cool,
9 months.
In 6 months.
Get more than a baby, less than 9 months. There's the tagline that you're looking for. More than a baby's weight in less than 9 months.
I love it.
So it's amazing. So yung 4 dinosaurs are like the base game dinosaurs that you manage across the map. Tapos yung legacy component is sometimes may new dinosaurs that will come out.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That is very interesting.
Let's go!
Tara, Abigail.
Oh no. So, thank you, Jake. Thank you, Ron, for reporting the news for second half of March. And actually, there were still a lot more news that we had to trim down because there were a lot of, you take your eyes off the internet for like 10 minutes It's like,
Meron
boom,
ng
news
bagong game,
everywhere.
Rainer Nipia.
Bless you. That's probably a good idea to
Oh.
take your eyes off the internet every once in a while.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Tignan mo,
And
pagbalik mo, the next day, meron ng bagong game si Rainer.
si Dr. Reiner kay Nitzia.
Rennie.
So-
Rennie Kinitsa.
Hey guys, if you have more games that we haven't talked about or you want us to report on, do research on, like Morgan did earlier with the flood, just send it to us on the Variable Play page. Just say, hey, this is a news item. Just type it down there, and we'll research it. We'll report it. So we'll be going on next on the second week of April for the first half of news for April. So you can send it, and we're gonna do our research. And hopefully, things that you send have beautiful art. So,
That's the key.
That's
That's the key.
that's the thing that we have to we have to promote more
Consider.
art.
Correct. More
Hey.
better art.
Okay, so last one, no, before we go, baka may mga pahabol dyan, fill in the blanks. I wish there are more board games about. So you guys have new inputs on this one now that we've talked about dinosaurs, new islands, encyclopedias. No more.
No. Actually, madami nga ako naiisip na I wish there were more board games
Happy
Board
letter
games.
siya.
about this.
I wish there are more board games that utilize, I don't know, other components. Like, ready available components. Say,
Meeples.
syempre hindi siya cheap, pero like, there's Lego, di ba? I don't know.
Oh, ay. Wait, isn't there a game that did that already?
I'm not sure.
More
Kaya
nga daw,
parang-
more. Hindi naman kailangan
More nga.
first board game. More
Kailangan
na.
bago.
More. Oh, no, wait. I know there is a game where you use your where you use the matchbox that you have, and then you just upgrade it. It comes in a book. You upgrade your toy car, and then you use that for the game. I forgot what it is. If someone knows, there's a game that uses your living collection or your actual collection of
Yeah.
cars. You can do that. Maybe they could do that also with with
Lego.
other things, Legos.
Ako naman, I realized I wish there were more games set in certain time periods, not just medieval. Like kanina when we were talking about the
Yeah.
Lost Boys game, it's like, oh, okay,
80s?
that's cool. Yeah, we don't see a lot of games set in that time period. So it's either now or like medieval or like extreme future, di ba? Parang the in-between na parang, I don't know.
There's
Meron,
none.
every once in a while, World War II lang yung the other era that we revisit. But I think
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see other time
Good
periods
point.
also.
Good point. All right. So that's our news. Thank you everybody for joining.
That's our news.
That
So
is
we
all,
invite
folks.
you to stay tuned because at 9:30 open game night. We're getting their time slot. we're,
9:30
No,
naman sila.
we're the prelude. We're like the appetizers for the.
Hindi nga tayo yung main show.
Oh yeah,
after,
we're the main
sila
show.
after
They're the
party.
dessert. They're the
Hindi
dessert.
na wala.
Part. Dessert.
I think they're gonna be talking about do's and don'ts for a board game convention.
Convention.
Thanks for clarifying, sir. Sir, ano.
Board game
Sir Denmarc.
convention. 'Cause
Bakit? Again, good segue because
because we can say that don't bring karaoke in a convention when in fact it's a karaoke convention, right? So you have to be specific.
hindi.
Board game,
It's,
board game convention.
yeah. And we're back to convention season. Like one of
Yes,
the
and we're really
GLXL just finished. Like
Yeah, exactly.
over the weekend,
Congrats,
right? And
congrats,
Yeah,
guys. And
It's good
yeah,
that they're
a
trying
lot of
to
people,
keep it
a lot of people
consistent
have
right
been,
now.
ano,
Neutral Grounds also was in partnership with the Tavern event, right? Over the weekend.
I think that's
Yes, over
every
in
other
UC.
Friday
Mhm.
at Ventis. No, wait, what's that mall?
We should
Vertis.
do a list.
Vertis
We should
North.
do a list as our next segment of events happening around the metro. As our news bit. We will do that and tell people what's happening.
Correct. So guys, if you have kahit
Play
game
groups.
night nyo, kung gusto nyo
Yes,
i-announce,
actually, if you have
Yes.
game
gusto nyo
nights,
i-announce,
Send it
use
to us.
use our medium, use our
because I see people announcing they play in ATC, they play in the South, they play in Pasig, they play all the way in the outside of Metro Manila. Diba?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people looking
Or
for
people
Baguio
who are
game
looking
groups.
for, right.
That's a good thing. So if you have anything you wanna
Nipa in
announce,
Makati, right? Nipa.
Nipa Brew. Team Nipa Brew. Mag-iinuman lang tayo, guys. Hindi tayo maglalaro.
Team NB.
So guys, if you enjoy beer with your board games, let us know.
Cool. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bros, anything else you want to add?
Excited na si Abby sa bacon. Yun ang gusto ko.
Yeah.
Excited
Yeah.
din ako, Abby.
Again, Bacon will be on August, if I'm not mistaken, 26 and 27. Basta, it's the last Sunday of April at Eton West End in Makati. Okay, the landmark that you're looking for is the Cafe Puro plant. If you smell coffee, you're near. If you smell coffee beans.
I feel like that's a disastrous way to describe where you are. But sige, let's go with that.
Yeah.
I smell coffee. Coffee hole.
We're near.
Pero
But
kung nasa
seriously,
Mandaluyong kayo, guys, malayo.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, different. But hey, thank you everybody for joining. Hopefully, I'm sorry, it's not August. April. Last
Galit si Boss
Saturday,
Morgan eh.
Sunday of April. It's been
Actually,
a long
surprise
day.
yun eh. Surprise yun, guys.
Surprise! Yeah, it's gonna be no.
Surprise!
Testing lang namin kung nakikinig kayo.
Correct.
Testing lang
Our
namin.
viewers are still here.
Kung mag-react ba kayo, pag wala sumagot, ganun kami. Walang nakikinig sa atin.
April 26 and 27. If I'm not
May
mistaken.
game night lang sa Denmarc sa August. Punta kayo, guys.
9 a.m. to 8 p.m. But you need to register. So visit the Variable Play page and click on that link so that we get the info.
Few steps
Because
lang,
the
guys.
place needs those list. Because of course, we're at level 1, but we still have to be cautious about the pandemic.
Correct, guys.
All right.
You gotta adapt to play, boys.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, you join us again the next 2 weeks for the first week of April. News. That's 4. That's 4 of those. April 23 and 24. No.
Mali na naman. Ano ba tong mga
Oh, no. Guys, Denmarc is not part of our meeting.
Absent. Oh, they're right. It's April 23 and 24. I'm
so
wrong.
hindi siya last Saturday.
No, but it's still the last Saturday.
It's not April 30 is the last Saturday.
Sunday of April.
Pag pumunta kayo doon, tapos pagpunta kayong April 30, tapos walang bacon. Naku.
I left.
Ilalagay ko yung number ni Denmarc. Tapos pakipaano.
Just visit Variable Play page. Everything you need is right there. So if we're not saying this right, but it's correct. April 23 and 24, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. But just visit Variable Play page. Yes, someone is supporting us already. Promote other game groups and meetups. Connect more people in the hobby. Play anytime, anywhere. Thanks.
Yeah, let's go, David. Send us your where your game group is. We'll do like a segment announcing.
Namiss ko na yan si DJ.
DJ.
Oh.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Until next time, this is Variable Play News. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.